Oh yeah, man. Like this is real for me. This is, everybody thinks it's easy out here. I was like, nah, man. Like consistency is my most important product. That's for sure. You have to be consistent.
One, two, yeah. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, sir, you are tuned in. This is for the SB1200, ASR 10s and NPC heroes. This is for the crate digging, loop getting, sound manipulators, the Fruity Loop reasoning machine innovators that pump the bass and frequently freak the kick in a stand till it slaps in your speakers. The sound providers that make sure the song is tight. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live.
Welcome to the Beats Grinding Life podcast with your host Siren, a weekly interview podcast with inspiring music producers, where every week you will learn from a different music producer how to potentially take your music career to the next level.
What's up, Beat Grinders? This is another episode of Beats Grinding Life. I'm your host Siren, and with us today we have Oscrowley.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just happy to have you up on here, man.
Hey, glad to be here, man. Glad to, take time out to actually, speak with some people about the everyday life.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Oscrowley is a music producer, engineer, songwriter, and musician based out of South New Jersey. Over the years, he has worked with talented musicians such as Inflewence, Luke Whitherspoon, NATO, Rhymescenic, Kamiko Writes, Todd, Ohenny Savant, Baby Blak, and many more. Yeah, man. Thank you for coming up on here, Oscrowley.
No doubt, man. No doubt at all.
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure to get to talk to, a producer of your caliber and be able to pick your brain and learn a little bit, man.
Hey, man. Let's go. I'm with it.
Okay. Well, man, let's not waste any time, man. All right, man. So here on Beats Grinding Life, man, we like to start off from the very beginning. We want to know, man, what got you into music production? What made you want to start this thing?
Oh man, that's a very funny question, actually.
Nice.
I was in marching band. I was in marching band in high school in 10th grade year. When my boys came in, I was a sophomore. He was a junior. He came in, he had these little beats going on his phone. I'm like, yo, what is that? And he was like, he made the Super Mario theme. He redid it with beats. So I'm like, all right. I said, how'd you do it? Because, I'm a computer tech. So I said, techie. I'm like, how'd you do it? He said, a program called Fruity Loops. I'm like, at the time, this was Fruity Loops 4.0. That's how far back it was. Nice. I was like, Fruity Loops. So, me who I am, I went home on my little Dell computer, a piece of crap was, with that one gig of RAM.
Right.
I went home and I downloaded the demo. Nice. So, I started just putting some stuff together. I was like, oh, this is cool. But, I had the demo, so, you couldn't save the stuff on the demo.
Right.
So what I would do is I would take the beats and record them into my boombox, into the the little mic input from the computer. And I didn't know anything about formats at the time, so my songs was coming out like 9 minutes long. So that was the start. My man Anthony Prince, he definitely took me onto it. He was a saxophone player, and I was on the drum line.
Okay.
So I learned, I picked up that and just kept moving ever since.
That's awesome, man. That's dope, man. But I'm going to take you even further back. I know I asked you, how did you get into music production? And you definitely answered that question. But now I want to know, what made you get into music? It sounded like you were already, like you said, you were on the drum line and before you even started making beats. But what made you get into music?
Well, both sides of my family are musically inclined.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So like both sides, like, on my mother's side, my grandfather had a group called the Gospel Harmatones. And like, so in that household, you either played or you sung, one or the other. And then the other side, it was the same type thing. We had the Frierson singers, on my father's side. So I didn't have a choice but to do music. However, like, on my mother's side, like, I was like the last generation to actually pick it up and keep moving. My little sisters came around, that was the end of that. But like on my father's side, like all my cousins and all of us, we're all musically inclined. On my mother's side as well, cousins were all musically inclined. This is what we do,
Right.
Music is what we do. Without music, there's no us.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's what's up, man. Well, you said your sisters aren't doing it, but man, you're holding on strong, man. You're definitely doing your thing, and yeah, I'm sure your parents are proud that you're holding that torch, man. That's what's
definitely,
up.
man. Definitely.
Okay. All right, man. Well, it sounds like the first piece of equipment or software that you had was that Fruity Loops version 4, man. But the demo version.
Yeah.
What was the first piece of equipment or software that you actually started off with that was not a demo version?
When I actually bought the Fruity Loops, I want to say 7.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
But it really did. Like, I really didn't pick up until I got Logic. And then I graduated from college, and my mom bought me my first MacBook, as a college gift, a graduation gift. So she got me that, and I ended up getting Logic. One of my teachers in school, he's like, "Man, you gotta get Logic," and he set me up. And then I reached out to one of my buddies. He's like, "Yeah, man, go to this place. You can get Logic." I said, "Okay, cool." So here I am with Logic, a $500 program at the time. Because I used to mess with GarageBand in school.
Right. Okay.
But and he kept. What I would do is I would skip class. Like I would do all my homework and do all my classwork ahead of time. So senior year of high school, actually, he kept encouraging me to get Logic.
Nice.
So when I went to college, he was like, "Man, when you get a Mac, get Logic." He said, "You're here mess with GarageBand, but there's so much more you could do." He said, "I see your talent." So Mr. Roman, he definitely directed me that way.
Nice.
So when I got my Mac after graduating college, I got Logic, and it was no turning back from there.
That's awesome, man. That's dope. Okay. All right. So you've mainly been software based. I mean, no hardware really.
Right. I mean, but as a musician, because I play keyboard and organ and drums and all that. I was a drummer, then I turned into a keyboardist and an organist. I've had it was times where in the production I've had 4 or 5 keyboards at a time. Right. But primarily, I always went back to putting it through software.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've had the Roland XP30, I've had a Triton LE, I've had a Juno, I've had a Triton Extreme. Wow. Right now I have a Phantom. I still have my Phantom.
Nice.
But primarily, I stick to working with software.
Okay. That's what's up, man. All right, man. Well, when you were coming up, man, and when you were on Fruity Loops and when you were on GarageBand and stuff, and even to now, who were and who are some of the producers that inspired you?
Oh man, without a doubt, Jay Dilla.
Nice.
Jay Dilla, Jay Dilla changed my life. Because he changed my life. I grew up with, listening to Talib Kweli. I grew up listening to A Tribe Called. That's the stuff on my mother and my uncle. That's the stuff that they played. So that's what I listened to.
Nice.
But then so you got your Jay Dilla, you got your Swiss, you got your Timberland. But if you had to put me in a room with people, I'm definitely, give me Jay Dilla, give me Knife Wonder, you know what I mean? Give me those people that are really, the soulfulness. That's right. What I'm into.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of sense that. That's cool, man. So a lot of those people that you just named are sample based, but I know that you are a musician. Do you sample at all?
Right. I do, but not nearly as much as on my own.
Okay, nice.
Not near and because if I'm sampling, the best part about having family that's in the music industry is that my grandfather has records of his own. So I have to trample if I had to sample an older sample or something like that, I'm just gonna pull one of my grandfather's records.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I would. I don't have to worry about rights or anything like that. I own the rights. So yeah, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. So, but there's sound packs out there that are amazing. You know what I mean? That I will pull if I need to. But most of the time, especially within the last, I'll say 1.5 to 2 years, I've got some decent stuff out of sound packs. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like making my own stuff.
Yeah, amen to that. That's real talk right there, man. But I want to know, just give me a sample pack that you think that I could benefit from, or that some of the beat grinders listening today could benefit from.
Soul Surplus.
Okay.
From 42 North. Nice. Very good soulful stuff. You got the Ratchet Gods. Mm-hmm. You got Symphony. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got Kenny Buttons with the voice packs. Mm-hmm. You got Madly, who's got a dope kit out as well. So like that's all some really good, dope, rich stuff right there. Right. Definitely some dope stuff to rock with.
Nice, man. I mean, what a time to live in, man. If you're a producer, you know, I mean, I know back in the day, you know, not even back in the day, but just as a few years ago, we had a sample from records and CDs and even YouTube. You know, now we're getting other producers and musicians putting out sound packs that sound just as great, and they're catered for for sampling. You know, so you know, right. You don't have voices in there, or not voices, but because that can help enhance the samples, but you know, it just makes it easier to sample. So
right, definitely.
All right, man. All right, well, you know, we're having a good time here talking, man. I'm having a good time talking to you, man. And but here on Beats Grinding Life, unfortunately, man, it's not all about good times. I do want to drag you in the mud a little bit, man. I want to get you dirty, and I want you to talk about the hard times and the failures, man. So I want to know right now, man, if you can tell me. I know, man, it's tough, man, but you know what? I learn from other people's failures, and I learn from my own failures as well. And the Beat Grinders, we're going to learn from one of your failures and setbacks, man. So I want to know if you can tell me about one of your setbacks that you were able to bounce back from, man. That'd be great.
Only one of them, huh?
As many as you want, man. It's your interview. Whatever you think that we can learn from, man, go ahead.
Well, I'll say with this day and age, because we're primarily computer based. Mm-hmm. About, let's see, 4 years ago, I was working on a project and had this guy's entire EP done, ready to go. It was releasing in 2 weeks. I went to a studio, my studio in Philly, on Germantown Ave. I went there, and earlier that day, I had dropped my hard drive. But I didn't think nothing of it. You know, I dropped my hard drive. I didn't think nothing of it. I dropped it. I picked it up off the floor, put it in my book bag, kept moving. Right. Now, me as somebody who's a computer science major, who has a degree in this, I know better. Right. I know better. So, you know, so you see where this is going.
I see where it's going.
So I get to the lab, you know what I mean? My man's in the A room. I'm in the B room, you know what I mean? Just about to prep for my session in the A room. Mm-hmm. And hard drive wouldn't read. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Like, my hard drive would not read. Like, it was a bad situation. Here I am at the time I had 4.5 years worth of work on this particular hard drive.
Oh my God, no way.
I'm thinking, okay, you know, maybe it's my computer. Restart the computer, still not reading. I'm like, all right, let me try it on the Mac Pro over in the A room. Right. That joint would not read. So here I am. I got a project that's supposed to release in 2 weeks. All the files are on this hard drive.
Oh man, no way.
Everybody's project I was working on at the time on this hard drive.
No way.
So as a computer guy, you know, somebody who went to school for this, I knew better. You back up the external. You back up your computer, but you also back up the backup. Right. If it's not in 3 places, it's not saved. Wow. If you don't have it in 3 places, it's not saved. Dope. So so here it is. This guy, you know, had been, you know, blessing me financially to do this project. We was moving. We had been working on this thing for 6 months. And his EP's ready to come out. I'm hype. I'm like, yeah, this joint's gonna be hard. This and the third, yada yada. No project. But you know, I definitely had to bounce back. My lady at the time, who I was with, she was like, you know, worry about it. You know what I mean? You're gonna bounce back from it. I wasn't trying to hear it. I wasn't trying to hear it. You know, because she was because in Philly, you know, she was at play practice because she's an actress. Okay. She was at play practice. I was at studio, whatever. So when she came back to come get me, you know what I mean, she saw everybody tiptoeing around me, and she was like, "What's going on?" Everybody was like, "Just don't talk to him. Just don't say anything to him." Because everybody, I was in the corner crying, like tears rolling.
I can believe it.
I'm like, this is not happening right now. All my sounds, all my contact libraries, everything, man.
No, boy, no.
So, but from then on, you know, I've learned if it's not in 3 places, it is not saved.
That's dope.
But the bounce back of it is after that. So, you know, I had to work twice as hard to make up for everything I lost.
Right.
Then, you know, from then on, like, I just been moving and moving and moving. Now here I am with 26 projects under my belt in the last 5 years.
Wow. You cut out just a little bit. How many projects?
26.
Wow.
26. By the end of December, I'll be at 32.
Wow. That's
so yeah.
Working.
So it was definitely. Oh yeah, man. Like this is real for me. This is, you know, everybody thinks it's easy out here. I was like, nah, man. Like consistency is my most important product.
Nice.
That's for sure. You have to be consistent. That's
a gem right there. Wow, man. Well, I mean, wow, that was a fully loaded answer right there, man. I mean, there's a lot to take back from. There's a lot to take from that, man. I mean, okay, beat grinders. If you guys listen to the show, you already know this has been mentioned so many times. Hard drives being damaged, broken, whatever, and people losing their all of their material. So this is nothing new, and this is just to reiterate: go get yourself 2 extra hard drives, because like Oscrowley said, if it's not in one, if it's not backed up, and if the backup isn't backed up, then it's not backed up. So
it's not backed up, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for telling us that, because I mean, after hearing, I mean, I've had a hard drive. That same thing happened to me. You know, I had a project with my brother, and we were close to release. I mean, it was like 2 years worth of work and just all gone. And so, I mean, I got an extra hard drive, but since you said it's not backed up, if you don't have a backup for the backup, now I got to go get another one. So thank you for mentioning that, man. But wow, man, that's So I got to know, man.
It was tough.
Yeah, I bet. And I mean, I wanted to cry, so I know I can only feel your pain, man. I want to know,
because I think I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so did the project ever release, you and your man's?
It never released, man. It never released. What ended up happening was, it was like he made me a deal. He's like, look, man, he said, I know you. He said, I know you about your business, and I know your grind. He said, look, don't worry about it. Because at the same time, he was working on another project with another producer.
Okay.
So he was doing dual projects, and they were supposed to release at the same time.
Okay.
What he told me was, he said, look, do me a solid, work with my cousin, help her get up and running, and we'll call it even.
Oh, dope. Okay.
But yeah, so we did that, you know, her project. Oh yeah, because he knows my heart, man. Like, my thing is, like, I'm not out here to do nobody grindy or dirty. Like he knows that I'm the come through guy. I'm going to come through. You know what I mean? So I think I was more upset at the fact that all my sounds and everything was on there, because I worked at Guitar Center for 4.5 years. So, you know, like we had access to the cream of the crop. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So they was like, you know, it's like, all right, you take this module. Hey, I mean, you good to go. Okay, cool. You take the module, and then the companies, because you're passing the test that they're giving you, they're going to send you stuff. They're going to take care of you. Right. Because they know you're going to sell their product. Yeah. You know what I mean? So all that stuff, all my drums, everything was gone. I had to start from the bottom and work my way all the way back up from everything.
Wow, man. You know, another thing that I did take from that too was that you said it made you grind even harder, you know, and sometimes, you know, not sometimes, but a lot of the times, if not all the time, you know, everything happens for a reason, you know, and so, you know, maybe it was meant for all of that to happen just to push you into overdrive, man. So I don't know.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, I touched music for 2 months when it happened.
You said you touched
2 months. I did not.
Oh man, I can't believe it.
for 2 months, I did not touch music, man. I did not at all. I could not bring myself to do it.
Wow.
I didn't open. I removed Logic from my dock on my Mac, so I couldn't even see it.
Wow. Yeah, you were serious.
Yeah, like it was real. I was like, I don't even want anything to do with this. Like, it was really, really bad. But once I started, bouncing back, because what was happening is people were trying to book me for sessions. I just wasn't doing it. I was turning away. I'm turning away business because I was depressed.
Right. Understandable, man.
It's like,
yeah, I can truly understand. Right. Wow, man. But I mean, you were able to bounce back from it, man, and that's pretty dope, man. Even stronger. So that's what's up, man. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to like I told you before, I was gonna drag you through the mud, man, and it wasn't gonna be pretty, man. So I mean, I'm over here right now. My heart is broken for you. I want to cry myself, but we're gonna take it to another place right now, man. We're gonna go on the opposite side of that, man. And I want to know, man, yeah, man, definitely. Let's go. Let's get out of this area here, man. What do you consider the crowning achievement in your career thus far? What's your greatest moment?
My greatest moment. Honestly, the crazy part is, I would say, it probably won't be what anybody else would say. My greatest moment, honestly, is my present state.
Nice. I love it.
Because I look back of when I started in a garage. You know what I mean? Like, I was working in a garage, no insulation. I had some Rocket 6s, red Rocket 6s, the limited editions. I was recording people in my garage. You could hear people running around in the background outside the garage. Like you heard all that. So it's like, to go from there to now to like being able to be in Quad Studio, being able to be working out of Bad Boy Studio. I'm sorry, Daddy's House, as it's called. Being work out of there, to be able to work out of, be able to fly to LA, being able to fly to Atlanta for Beats to the Beat, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I could look back at it and say, I'm happy that I didn't stop, because like there's some people I started with who no longer do this, and they see me, they say, "Oh man, you grinding, I see you moving, must be nice." Nothing takes me over the edge more than hearing it must be nice. So we'll get back to that. But yeah, that burns my bridges, man. It really does. But it's what I'm saying is, like, present state is that I know where I came and I know where I'm at, and I have the ability to pick and choose who I work with.
Right. That's
before
awesome.
When you're first starting, you're just working with anybody.
Right.
To just to get. And now it's like, I have people that I turn down because of lifestyling, because of their inconsistency. Like I monitor that. I watch people. Like, I have people that reach out to me all the time that want to work, but because of their inconsistency and their way their lifestyle is, I have to respectfully turn them down.
Right.
Not because I'm this great bad producer who's cocky and all that. No, that's not what it is. It really isn't. It's like, I know my value and I know where I value my time.
Right.
And and the person that I'm working with, if you're not as consistent or persistent as I am, it's not going to work.
Right. Yep.
It's certainly work. We're just going to be two people being upset with each other.
Yeah. Because I mean, birds of a feather flock together, and you don't need, and like you said, you're going to end up being upset at that person, and it's just going to bring on stress and unwanted stress, and yeah, what's the point of that? So yeah, might as well just not even do it. That's cool, man. I love that answer. Your present state, and that's the way that we should all think. Where we are today, even if you're not where you want to be, just try to make it your greatest, try to make it as great as it can be, but you start off at humble beginnings, man, and you work your way up, man. You should definitely be proud of yourself, and I'm looking at you and as an inspiration, man, and man, that's awesome, man. That's dope. I'm glad to hear that story.
Hey, man, we all go through it.
Yeah, man. And another thing too, you talked about other producers that started off when you did, and they're no longer doing it or whatever, and they say, it must be nice, and I mean, I'm sure, I know that you're a talented producer, but at the same time, I'm sure some of those other producers, I mean, they were probably on somewhere close to your level, and they could have been where you were, it's just all about consistency, right?
Yeah, man, consistency, like I said, that's my most important product. Because and the reason why the it must be the reason why the it must be nice comment burns me is because it's like, it is nice. Like, I work hard, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm sitting in front of these monitors 10 to 12 hours every day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm killing my ears, I'm killing my eyes. I'm listening to people, whether they're good or not, you know what I mean? So it's like, it is, I work hard.
Dope,
and
man.
what takes me over the edge for that is, like, they say it must be nice, and I say, well, you could be just as great, like the rest of us out here actually put the time in.
Yeah,
nothing's gonna be handed, man. Like, if everything was handed to me, trust me, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Right.
Like, like, I could respectfully say that, I have all of these projects that I have successfully worked on and been a part of, whether I produced, co-wrote, engineered, you know what I mean, all of that. So it's like, that it must be nice comment, that takes me overboard. I can't do it.
Right. It is nice because you work for it. I mean, nobody is better than anybody else. It just all depends on your work ethic.
Definitely.
All right, man. Well, that's what's up, man. Well, you just gave us a little insight into the question that I'm about to ask, man. But I want to know, man, what do you do on a typical day here on Beats Grinding Life, man? It's all about greatness. We know that you are a great producer, and we want to follow in your footsteps, man. We want to, they say if you mimic success, you will eventually be successful. So I want to know, what do you do in a typical day, so that way we can mimic your moves and become as great as you?
Ah, man, it's always hectic. I'm up between 5:30 and 6 o'clock every morning.
Nice.
Whether I have to do anything or not, I naturally wake up because I work at a school.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm a family community liaison at the school,
nice.
And so I gotta be at work by 7:30. I work till 2:15, and then sometimes I have to stay later because of my current position. Okay. There's certain things I have to do. Put in extra time, but then I'm at the studio by 4 o'clock. I'm there anywhere between 8 to 12 hours.
Wow.
So 8 to 12 hours. I'm there. Then I go home, go stay for about 3 to 4, maybe 5 if I can get it in 5 hours, and I'm back up. The same thing the next day.
Daily routine.
And then that's just how I operate.
That's the
daily routine.
Man.
That it is.
All right, man. All right. Well. All right. There's no excuse. There's, Oscrowley is
no
getting it. You guys hear his work day. There's no excuse, and this just hits home for me. I work 10-hour days sometimes, and especially this week, the past 2 weeks. I even told you, how hectic it's been for me. You're doing it, and hey, man, there's no excuse. Thank you for sharing that, man. And I'm going to listen to this interview over and over again just to reinforce your work ethic, man, so I can keep up with you, man. So that's awesome, man.
Oh, man, don't keep up with me. Don't keep up with me. Be better than me.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
better than me.
Well, I gotta try to keep up with you, and then once I get to that level, man, I'm going to try to shoot past you. So, all right, man.
I hear that.
All right, man. Well, thank you for sharing that, man. I appreciate it, and I'm sure the beat grinders do as well, man. And we'll, like I said, definitely try to shoot past you, man. So, we got to keep you on your toes, man. So, all right,
definitely, man. Definitely.
Okay, man. Well, this next portion of the interview, man, we like to call In the Studio. We wish that we could be there in South Jersey and in Philly with you working, man, but it just right now plane tickets are too expensive, and we can't all make it there with you, man. So but the next best thing is this portion of the interview, man, where we get to find out what you have in your studio and exactly what you do in your studio. So, you ready?
Oh, let's go.
Okay, cool, man. What do you do when you first start crafting beats? Do you have a set ritual? Do you light incense? Do you have a drink? Do you start off with your drums? Is there anything that you do to set things off?
Actually, there is a little ritual.
Okay, all right.
The cut is walk through the doors, and the first thing I do is I turn everything on. If I depending on if I have a candle or a Scentsy in the room, I like that to get the smell good on.
Nice.
Hygiene is important for me.
Okay.
So gotta have certain vibes, and then I don't like a lot of light because my eyes are sensitive, so get the lights right, turn on everything, say my prayer, before I go into any session, say my prayer, get my mind right. I'll probably sit and look at my phone for probably about 5 to 10 minutes and go into anything. I'm in a room by myself, it's quiet, so I'm just absorbing everything, and then I open up Logic.
Nice.
And it's like that every time, I open up Logic, and then like if I'm home, I know I got a candle around at home, but at the studio, so we either got a candle or I got a Scentsy.
Nice. Okay.
And then as far as crafting the beats and all that, like that just it's whatever I'm feeling that particular day.
Okay. Nice.
It really is.
It just varies.
Yeah, like there's sometimes I'll start with drums, but I will say this: about 75% of the times I'm starting with chords.
Okay, nice, dope.
Start with chords, and then whatever chord, what key I'm in, I'll go through a sound pack, see if there's something that kind of is in that range, and if I find something that I could flip in there, I'll do that, and then I'll just build from there.
Dope, man, dope. That's awesome. Okay, all right, man. Well, what's a not so secret weapon that you usually have in the studio?
Well, lately there's a particular plugin that everybody's been asking me where the sounds are coming from. It's not really a secret. It's just nobody really has sought after it.
Okay.
It's Native Instruments Kinetic Toys.
Okay.
All the toys that like we used to play when we were younger, like the little robot, the little jukebox and all that. They took sounds and an entire Kontakt library full of those sounds.
Wow. Okay.
Like the pinballs, all. So like I've been getting inbox after inbox after inbox. Every time I put up a little video in my story with that sound in it, or those particular sounds in it, I get inbox, yo, what is that? I just send the smiley face back. That's it. So everybody, Kinetic Toys and Omnisphere, man, they get me rolling.
Dope. Okay. Well, man. Well, thank you for sharing that, man. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna go and check for that as soon as I get off of here. I'm definitely Googling Kinetic Toys. So, thank you. And Omnisphere, man. That's been mentioned on here plenty of times. That's definitely a not so secret weapon. So the secret is out on that.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Well, what's all in your toolbox, man? I know that you're at different studio locations, all the time, but I want to know, for the most part, what equipment and software do you have in the studio that you're actively using? What's all in your toolbox?
If I'm in Philly, we got the Avalon, we got the Art preamp, we got the Apollo rack unit. What else do we have there? I'm trying to think about. We got the Neumanns there. Got the U80. We had a U87 there. I got a Bluebirds. I've got Apollo Twin. Like that's hardware based stuff. And I got Mac Pros in each studio, working with those. And that's J Blak Labs and Earth Tone Studios. That's the one in Germantown, J Blak Labs. Right here in Jersey with me is Earth Tones. Software, I use Logic. That's my primary. I use Logic, and then like I have plugin galore. Depends on what I'm feeling. That I try to stick with Omnisphere. I have a plethora of Kontakt libraries that I choose from. Drums. I have a special drum kit that nobody else has except me and the person that has made it. Hopefully you can get him on. My man Bangalore. Okay. He's definitely my big brother. He equipped me with some of his drums to try out. You know what I mean? And listen, this man needs to put these drums out. He does. He definitely needs to put they've definitely been a help. And of course, everybody's got the ill mind. You know what I mean? So,
right.
like those are my go-tos. As far as software goes, like I said, I have a plethora of plugins I could choose from. But when it comes to sounds, like Atmosphere, my plethora of contact libraries, those are my go-tos. And when it comes to mixing and stuff like that, because I mix vocals and everything too, I definitely recommend to everybody the Slate Digital Everything Bundle.
Okay.
It's $15. It's a subscription for $15 a month, man. You can't beat it. Those plugins have definitely saved my career. like to the point that I no longer even use Waves.
Real? Wow. Really?
Like that. Yes, I don't. Only time I use Waves is I use one of their compressors for my sidechain delay.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Other than that, and I just got the other day I just subscribed to Kush Audio. They have a plethora of that I'm gonna try as well. A fellow engineer of mine, also artist that I'm working on an album with, Baby Blak. He recommended them. He said, "Hey man, I know you love the Slate stuff." He told me about the Slate. He told me about the Kush. Like this, he's another big brother, Baby Blak. He was like, "Look, try these things out, man. Like as an engineer, you're gonna love these." And he didn't lie. He definitely did not lie.
Okay.
I have not touched Waves ever since.
Wow. Well, I mean, damn. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look into those. Do they have rates where you can just straight up purchase them, or do you have to subscribe to them?
You can purchase them. You could. I will say that you definitely can purchase them. They're a little hefty,
right?
And I got the UAD stuff too. With the Apollo, I have UAD stuff as well.
Okay.
But the UAD stuff is crazy expensive,
right?
But as far as like my go-to, that Slate Digital stuff, like that's my toolbox. Like anybody knows, if I'm mixing vocals, you gotta have Slate on your vocals.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, I'll definitely look into it. Beat Grinders, you do the same. I know that Oscrowley, he definitely mentioned a lot of things that I'm not familiar with, and I'm not sure if you guys are or not, but you can check out everything that he mentioned on the Beats Grinding Life website under his show notes, Oscrowley. So go check that out. I'll have a link for everything. So, all right, man. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that stuff, man.
Hello.
Cool, man. All right, well, this next portion of the interview, man, we like to call In the Mix. We're just going to speed things up just a little bit. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you just spit them back to me. But at the same time, if you need to take your time to get your answer out, please do, man. Take all the time that you need. You ready?
Will do.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you prefer making beats with samples or without?
Without.
What's your opinion on selling and leasing beats online?
I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
I get a lot of slack for that, but I'm not a big fan of that. I'm really not.
Okay.
I'd rather have that personal relationship, honestly. Like if I'm making something for you, I'd rather you be in a room and let's do it together. I mean, have I done it? Yeah, but I was successful, but we're in a room, let's do it together. I'd rather have that one-to-one relationship.
Nice, understood, man. That's great, man. Okay. A plugin that you think every producer should have in their arsenal. You may have mentioned it already. Omnisphere. Nice.
Omnisphere.
Do you have a book that you think every producer should read? And it can be music related, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I would say definitely. Can I mention two of them actually?
Man, mention as many as you want. I mean, if it's gonna help us, man, please do.
I'd say How I Left My Job by the homie, big brother Jay Hatch. What
Nice.
I Stand.
Looking at it
How I
right
Left
now.
My Job immediately. And another book by Dr. Vandy L. Coulter called Redefining Mega. It's a book about just redefining your mega. How you take things, and you could be mega in many different ways. This happens to be a more spiritual book, but however, redefining your mega is very important. It's like if everybody sees you as great, how can you be greater?
Right.
You know what I mean? What can you be a bigger influence on things or anybody? And so that's definitely something I would recommend as well.
Wow, I'm gonna have to look into that, man. All right. Well, thank you for providing those beat grinders. If you need any of those books, I will definitely have them up on the show notes, and you can click on the link. So, all right, man. Is there an internet resource that you think that we can benefit from? And when I say internet resource, I mean website or mobile app.
Honestly, Google is your best friend.
Yeah, nice.
I honestly there's that's the only thing I can really pull from. Google is your best friend. Anything you don't know or anything you need to know, anything you need to find, Google it.
Good man. Yeah.
I tell my students all the time, Google everything.
Man, it's so simple, but yeah, it's like you said, it can be your best friend, man. It's everything that you need right there. So, okay. I want you to imagine, man, that we're taking down all the faces on Mount Rushmore. There's no more president faces. We're done with that. I think President 45 kind of ruined that. So we're taking them all down.
Yeah.
And now, man, we
don't comment.
Yeah. I know. Maybe I shouldn't have went there, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So, but anyway,
I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
Okay. All right, man. Well, because he ruined it, we're gonna put producers' faces up there. But the thing is, they asked you to pick the 4 producers. Who are the producers that are going on Mount Rushmore?
Jay Dilla. Kanye West.
Nice.
Ninth Wonder. And man, let me see. I got one more. Let me see.
Last one's always tough.
Yeah. Let me see. That's I'm kind of a little stumbled there. No ID. Boom.
Ooh, no ID. Okay.
Boom.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, all of those producers, I mean, I'm just gonna say the old Kanye, are sample-based producers. Sample-based producers.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah. They're I know, man. But they're all legends. No ID, not as known as some of the others. Even though I think that's shifting. I think that's changing here. But yeah, man. Not all those producers are dope sample-based producers that are legends. So. I don't think that anyone would argue with your choice there, man. I think we can go ahead and do that.
It's a lot of people that when they hear me say my top 5 and those are in my 4, they're like, but you don't do a lot of sampling. I said it's all about the soulfulness of it, because I could go back and replay samples, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Or if I need to, I could call my boy, my DJ Camper, who's done all Jessie J stuff, all of he did Mary J. Blige, and he did most of her albums. That's a good friend of mine. He lives 45 minutes from me, and he's flying back to LA, so he could play anything. Wow. So if I call him yo, bro, I need you to lace this stuff for me, he would do that for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, and then I got bass players in my back pocket. I got drummers. I am a drummer, so I can replay a sample. I can get it done.
That's dope, man. That's awesome, man. Okay. All right, man. Well, I want you to imagine, we're going to stay in this imaginative mode here. I want you to imagine that you just woke up from the perfect dream, man. And in that perfect dream, you had the perfect studio session. And that studio session included one artist, one producer to produce along with you, one engineer, and one random person. Who are those 4 people going to be?
Okay. Do they have to be alive?
Nope. It's a dream.
Okay.
So.
Okay, you're gonna have Dilla. You're gonna have Jill Scott. So it was a producer, engineer. I can't think of his name right now. I talk about him all the time. The one that Guru.
Oh, nice.
Guru. And then random person. Random person. That's hard.
Yeah.
Because you know what? There's normally not random people in my studio sessions.
Nice.
Random person. Oh, you know what? Bangalore. My big brother Bangalore.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Okay.
Because he's gonna tell me the truth whether I like it or not.
And you know what? Like you said, there are no random people in your studio sessions. You know, usually everybody's there to contribute, and I feel like in this studio session it'd probably be the same way. And Bangalore just wouldn't be a fly on the wall; he'd actually be helping out. So that's
exactly.
Man, that does sound like a dream session right there, man. I mean, Jill Scott along with yourself, you know, and Dilla, and then Guru on the boards, and Bangalore there to help you guys out. You know, that's wow, man. That sounds like a great one right there, man. That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, it would be a toss between Bangalore and Kamiko.
Nice.
Kamiko Writes.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case we know it's right, because she's definitely so toss.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, shout out to Kamiko, past Beat Grinds and Life guest. So part of the family, man. So that's what's up. Okay. All right, man. Well, what's your favorite song that you ever produced?
I would favorite. Jeez. I have like some tied favorites.
Okay.
I'll just throw one out there.
Okay.
It's called Seasons by Mayor Floyd.
Nice.
That's on like, that's on iTunes and Spotify and all that still.
Mm-hmm.
Seasons. That was probably one of my doper records that I've done.
You said Mayor
Definitely
Floyd?
For sure. Mayor Floyd. Mare Floyd.
Okay. Dope. Well, I'm gonna check that out. And Beat Grinders, you guys definitely check that out as well. It's on iTunes. So, okay. All right. What's an album besides one that you worked on that you recommend every producer listen to, and why?
Kanye West's Late Registration.
Ah, nice. I was just talking about that.
Yeah. The way it was put together was definitely phenomenal. Like, because he was weird in his own way, but he made records.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He made records. As quirky as he is now, he definitely made records. And can I actually throw two?
Yeah, man. As many as you need to.
All Things Fall Apart by The Roots.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So those two are definitely some dope stuff. And the reason why I say that with The Roots is because that real live feel to the records, like that was me. Like when I was a drummer, I was Questlove.
Nice.
You know what I mean? To keep the pocket.
Nice, man.
So that definitely for just the way hip hop was breeded from the roots and stuff like that. That's definitely a good album to listen to. Okay.
Well, man, Beat Grinders, you guys, if you haven't heard either of those albums, definitely go check them out. I'll provide links for them, iTunes links on the website under Oscrowley's notes. So, okay. All right, man. Well, I want to know, if you woke up tomorrow and you lost everything that you had except for your knowledge and $1,000, and so that includes all of your contacts, all of your buddies that are in the music industry, everything, even your access to the studios that you go to, what would you do with the $1,000 to restart your career in the next week?
Now, do I have a phone? Do I already have a phone? Or did I lose that too?
Let's just say you just drop down on a planet identical to Earth with only your clothes.
Okay. Well, the context don't make sense because it doesn't make sense after that. All right, so I mean, just think about it. If it's identical to Earth and it's not Earth, hey, right. Contacts aren't going to reach over there.
Right.
So, and I got $1,000.
Yep.
All right, so $1,000. I'm gonna find me one of those little $500 MacBooks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find me one of those MIDI controllers.
Nice.
And I can work with stock sound, so I'll probably because it's cheaper, I'll probably get Fruity Loops the $200 bundle on that, so I'm up to $700 right there. Then I would. Oh, I need headphones. So I'm gonna buy me some $50 headphones. Then I'm gonna go get me a track phone. That way, you know what I mean. If I happen to remember a number, I can do that.
Nice. Well, man, I love that answer, man. You got your computer, your MIDI controller, your headphones. I didn't know what kind of headphones you were gonna get. I didn't know if you're gonna say somewhat expensive headphones for mixing. But you said, $50 headphones just to get you started, and then a phone. I think that a phone is definitely necessary just as much as the equipment nowadays, because you're gonna need social media and whatever, so that's what's up. That's a perfect answer, man. I know that it's kind of a weird question to ask, but it's a question that I think that everyone likes, because it lets people know how to get started if they want to get started in doing music, and also maybe how to restart if someone happened to lose everything. So thank you for that, man. Appreciate it.
And the crazy part is I almost did not mention phone, because I have a friend who gets through his entire career. He's a full-time musician. His entire career without a phone. He does it without a phone. It's really crazy. It's like, bro, you need a phone. He's like, nah, man, I'm good. And like he gets through. Like he's booked for gigs up until the end of this year.
Wow.
Without a phone. I'm like, man, you're killing me. How are you doing this? I can't live like that.
Yeah, so I take that back then. I said it is necessary, but in his case, it's not. So okay.
Yeah, and he's definitely making it do what it do. That's for sure.
Yep, sounds like it, man. Okay. All right, man. Well, I want to know, what does legacy mean to you? And when it's all said and done, when your music career is over, what do you want your legacy to be?
Honestly, if everybody were to remember one thing about me, it would be my consistency.
Nice.
My consistency. My consistency speaks for itself. And then that's not being, that's not like a cliche-ish. Like, my consistency thoroughly speaks for itself. Because of my consistency, I stay booked. You know what I mean? I'm booked all the way up until March of next year. So it's like, my consistency speaks for itself. I have everything scheduled out. And the biggest thing is consistency will take you further than anything else.
Wow, that's dope.
You can have all the talent. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not consistent, what does that talent do for you?
Right. Yep, exactly. Yeah, you can have all the talent, like you were saying, just to piggyback off you were saying, you can have all the talent, but, if you're not consistent, how are you going to build on your skill, so.
Right.
That's dope, man. That's awesome, man. Well, thank you for that, man. And you're definitely living up to your legacy, it sounds like you are consistent, man. And, that's an overriding theme in this interview, man, is consistency. So that's dope, man. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate that. So, all right, man. No doubt. What's the greatest piece of advice that you've ever received in your years doing music, and what advice would you have for all the beat grinders listening today?
I'll be honest, one of the greatest pieces of advice that I've gotten was from my big brother Bangalore when it came to mixing. He said, you want to be able to hear everything in the mix balanced without struggling. He said, if you got that one shaker that's going on in the left ear, you need to make sure you can hear it over everything else, but not so abrupt. So I've taken that statement, and that's helped me with my mixes from the day he said it going forward.
Nice.
Because because there's a lot of producers out here who cannot mix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and perception is everything. That's for sure.
Right.
But like you could definitely tell who's owning their craft and who's playing with their craft. And my advice, and I know I keep saying it, I know I've said it all interview. My advice to everybody is remain consistent.
Dope, man.
Remain consistent. If you're like dope at something, and remain consistent in your craft. Make it so that nobody can say anything bad about you. Right. They're going to speak, but make it in a way that your consistency is like, oh yeah, he's this, that, and the third, but my man is consistent though. My man's out here eating.
Right.
Woman or woman. producers out here that are out here getting it.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I definitely respect to those queens, that's for sure.
No
but
doubt.
Remain consistent in everything, man. Like I'm telling you, if you're going to do it, do it. If you like, for example, if you're going to be a bum, consistently be a bum. You know what I mean? Like honestly, if that's what you're choosing to do, if you're choosing to be a bum, be consistent in being a bum. You know what I mean? Like don't be wishy-washy. Don't be up and down. But you see the picture I'm painting, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's funny, but you see what I'm saying. It's like if you're going to change, if you're going to be the person that changes the oil on cars, and that's all you want to do with the rest of your life, be consistent.
Right.
Be consistent at filter. Be consistent at putting oil in the car. Be consistent in everything that you do. If that's what you're owning, consistency is a virtue. I'm sorry, patience is a virtue, but consistency will get you further than anything else.
Dope, man. That's awesome, man. Well, you know, thank you for once again mentioning it, man. You can't mention enough because it is, you know, one of the things that will take you over the top in this game. So thank you for your advice, man. Appreciate it. And the advice for Bangalore, too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's definitely big bro. Definitely, he's one of those people that he'll tell me if something's trash with like no heart in it. He'll be like, "Nah, that's trash." I'm like,
and you need people like that too. You need people like that around. You don't need no yes men.
Exactly, and that's the truth for sure.
Nice, man. Well, I want to know, man. You know, we reached the end of the interview, man. It was a great interview. I want to thank you for coming up on here. But I want to know, man, if you have any last words for the listeners, if you want to let them know anything, what they need to be looking out for, how to contact you if you want to be contacted, man. Please let them know.
Oh, definitely. You could hit me on my email, Oscrowley Music. OSCROWLEY music.com. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Oscrowley. And you know, I'm working on some dope stuff. MC Elixir, he was just here from Hawaii. We just did a complete project that's coming out in February. I'm working on a gospel group now, Tehillah. Their project's going to be coming out the top of the year. I've got some other stuff working on it, but I can't talk about it. Okay. There's some major things happening. Nice. But just follow me, and anybody that follows my page, you'll see everything that's about to blow up.
Dope, man. Okay, all right. Well, Beat Grinders, you guys follow this man. He's definitely doing his thing. Man, and he's an inspiration. He's definitely inspired me through this interview, and I hope that he's done the same for you. Oscrowley, thank you again for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. And Beat Grinders, you guys know what it is. You know, every time you listen to this show, it's another session into mentorship. So you've been mentored by Oscrowley this week. So you guys consider yourselves lucky. Thank you for tuning in, listening. Continue to support Beats Grinding Life, and see you guys later. Peace out.
See y'all.
Here at Beats Grinding Life, we want to thank you for listening to another episode. We want to know, what were your biggest takeaways from this interview? Just go to beatsgrindinglife.com and leave a comment on this episode's show notes page. Also, while you are there, go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just click the little button that says subscribe. If you could, please leave a rating and review. Rating and reviews are the best way to show your appreciation because it helps more people find out about the podcast. So until next week's episode, keep grinding.